Tosh, I want to pull up the question to get it right. So you've been around a few teams, you've seen ups and downs, and what do you think needs to happen right now to kind of shock the team system or whatever you need to do to get things back on the right track?
Um, Let me first start by answering that there's no moral victories, but goddamn it, I'll take the way that we played tonight any day. This is the hardest, the most consistent over I would say about like 30, probably 4 minutes of play. And then the last 7 minutes, right, we started having empty possessions offensively. We were allowing them to score, giving second chance opportunities with rebounds. But a shock to the system. I just want to constantly remind everybody this is something that is a new era. I came for our first road trip. So realistically, I've had about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks to even adjust. We're all learning each other, all kind of coming together. But something to shock the system was Sky. And while I know everyone has enjoyed seeing the threads and all this, it was a call to action from us. And defend my fellow PG here as Skylar's a dog. There's an expectation and a standard that she expects to be on the floor. And that lit a fire under our ass, right? And she does that intentionally to try to bring the best out of us. So while y'all are thinking that she kind of going crazy and you love to call us crash outs, it's very intentional, and we responded today. And so yeah, we're not happy with the loss. I'll never be happy with the loss. I'm a sore ass loser too, but what we all said in that locker room is if we play this hard, this consistently, and we can fix those 7 minutes, which those controllable factors for us, we're going to be in a really good position post All-Star, going into what we want to do. But it's going to take this type of effort, this type of fight, and this type of grit every single night.
Tasha, Camila had it really going there in that first half. Can you just kind of just speak to just kind of what was going well there with those looks to her?
Man, Mill had an amazing game tonight. I think we could have found her, myself included, a little bit more in the second half there. So I have to do a better job of making sure she's staying engaged. But Mill came out ready to play this game. She is, I told y'all, nobody. She's a big post down there, a huge presence for us. Did a really good job trying to keep Angel off the boards for most of the night. And offensively, she's great for us. When that ball gets inside and we can either get her to the score or at least get a touch, Mill can pass the shit out that ball as well. So just initiating her offense is great. But defensively, I would say that's where I'm most proud of her today. She was up at the point of the ball screen. She was protecting us in pick and roll coverage and then also protecting that rim. And that's 40 minutes of hard play for her. So I'm really proud of Mill, and we're going to need her to show up again in 2 days.
Tosh, you spoke to the intentionality of kind of like how Skylar approached that last loss. And we know that like conflict can be productive sometimes in the locker room.
We're not soft here.
Yeah, exactly. Like what has that looked like behind the scenes for you guys, and kind of where do you feel like the faith level, just kind of the general locker room mindset is in Tyler and kind of just the system that existed at the start of the season?
We rocking with our guy. I think in this locker room, we have the ability to be real with one another, to take accountability on both parts, right? Of, okay, we were supposed to have an off day yesterday. We're not having an off day. We're going to come in. We're going to watch film. We're going to walk through. We're going to be super intentional with this scout. We're going to be as prepared as we can be. For us, this is 6 months of hard work and grind. So them off days, we don't need them right now when we're losing and shit, right? So the accountability factor there, I think our coaching staff heard, again, that interview as well. And they came really intentional with this scout. And this is how prepared we have to be, as well as the accountability of us. The accountability of me being more mature on the court, being more poised for us on the court, being another point guard on the floor to help us calm and really just get us into stuff. So from top to bottom, from GM to coaching staff to players, we all had to have some accountability in our own homes first. But the mindset is that we're not going on our own islands. We're going to get through this storm, but the only way we get through it is together. And we really got to play harder. It's a challenge to ourselves to bring this type of play consistently every single night. And Sky said it like, I think 3 games ago. we have to constantly remind ourselves, right, in the heat of the storm, this is still a get to and not a got to. This is a blessing. But there is a responsibility of us to show up every single day and play this fucking hard.
Hey, I asked Tyler the other day who's the engine of his team.
Mhm.
He said you.
That's my
So tell me what it feels like to be the engine, and then also just tell me.
I just want to say that's AT's nickname, so I just want to put that out there. I don't want no title. I don't want no smoke. AT, that's your shit. You got it. I like to
We can
say it
use a
like I'm a
different,
little
like,
energizer bunny of the
heartbeat.
team. Yeah, I'm the poppy of the team. You know, you feel me? But no, it's heavy is the head that wears that crown. The accountability of me is I haven't been great with my body language and controlling my water on the floor. And so even with Skylar's call out, that was a call out to me too, to rein myself in. I know the amount of work that I put in this off season. But since I came into this league as a point guard, you have to be able to deposit into your teammates off the court. And when your teammates feel like you care about them, they're seen, they're valued, that translates to on the court. And so that care, that innate, just like empathy from me, that's real. But in that locker room, it's not just me, it's everybody, truly. I've needed to be held up the last few games as well. I've been struggling playing, not to the standard that I want to play. And so just the accountability of like, okay, I need to be more poised. I have to be in my water phase here. I can't be arguing with the refs all the time. I'm going to channel my inner avatar. But yeah, just the accountability factor. But it is a amazing feeling to know that you're connecting to a lot of different people.
And if you feel comfortable sharing, or maybe you already shared, but talk a little bit about the struggle of maybe a couple games that haven't gone your way.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, there are some games I walk down and I'm like, trash. I'm trash right now. But that's the accountability factor of me. I'm a competitor. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the court. And for me, it's been subpar. And so the challenge to myself is to stay regimented. My routine hasn't changed. The shots up hasn't changed. It's just understanding that at some point that table is going to tip, and just slowing myself down, being more poised, depending on my leadership, letting my defense bring my offense. But yeah, it's never fun to struggle. But you just know, you as a hooper, man, that shit gonna change. And you got to keep telling yourself, be delusional, because ain't nobody fucking with you.
Hey Tosh, when it to that point, and given the uncertainty that you faced during the offseason about whether you would be picked up by a team, do you feel as though this year, with the way that you play or with the way you've always played, do you feel as though you have something to prove?
Hell no, I ain't even gonna let you finish that. I don't have shit to prove to nobody. I'm 11 years in this league. I got a championship. I'm all defensive. Like, I don't have nothing to prove, but I will say, it lit a fire under my ass. I don't have anything to prove to anybody, like, truly, not even in this room. But I have a lot of shit still to prove to myself. I have a lot of shit that I want to get done for my family, and so that's what motivates me in this space. But I will say thank you for bringing that up, because still mentally, that's a really hard space to think that you're not going to be in the league, get picked up, you fly in for a day, you fly straight out to a 2-week road trip, and you're just kind of hitting the ground running. So I feel like I've been playing catch up, but there's no excuse this year. I still expect the standard to play for myself. And this is the standard of play that I expect every night from myself as well. And that I want our fan base, our organization to expect of me too. Thanks, everyone. Thank y'all so much, man. Stay with us, y'all. Stay with us, okay? We'll make some shit.
Camilla, obviously a ton of familiarity with Angel as a teammate. What's it like being back to being opponents with her, and just kind of how did you assess that matchup tonight?
It's great. Angel's an amazing player. It's always going to be a great matchup to watch.
Hey, Tasha was just talking about how this game was like a turnaround point for you guys. Effort was much better. Just overall, everything was a lot better. Can you talk to me about the things you saw that made it better?
I think we just played Chicago Sky basketball. We played together. We executed the things that we had to execute at some points. Yeah, there was points that we like did some things wrong, but for most part of the game, I think we just played together and did the little things right.
Something else that Tash was talking about was making sure that you get the help you need, especially when you're in the paint. Do you feel like you have that? Do you feel like you're getting enough assistance in the paint?
Yeah, I think I do a great job in the paint. My teammates do a great job when the double is coming. They do a great job cutting. They do a great job feeding me the ball. So overall, I think we do a great job.
Camila, you guys, you came out, answered the bill. I thought start the game. Just what do you kind of feel? Just what worked in that, and how can you guys kind of carry that over to future games?
Yeah, I think that was something that we've been emphasizing on. Just start better. We had good second, third, fourth quarter, but the first quarter was the issue for us. So I think that was a big point for us, just to start better, and we did today, and we just got to carry that on for the next games.
A few more. We'll go to Julia, then Alyssa.
We heard Skylar after the last game, the Toronto game, speak just about kind of the effort level that she wanted to see from you guys. How did you kind of take that feedback? How did you feel like maybe you responded to that personally?
Fight. I mean, if all of y'all can see that our effort wasn't there, I guess we just got to come out next day and fight harder. Like, it's basketball. We love to do this shit, so let's play hard.
There was a play where I think there's a foul called on you, but immediately on the next point, you tied up Medina Okot. Do you remember that? And like Wintrust kind of almost gave a standing ovation. Do you remember that at all? That play?
Yeah.
Just what was going through your head on that like sequence of possessions?
That's the effort that they be talking about that we need, and we do need it. So I just was trying to make something happen, I guess. Ow.
Hey, Camila. Obviously, you know, a loss is unfortunate, but what does it say about this team that you all were able to be competitive with a team like the Dream?
Yeah, I think this game was great for us just because now we know we can do it. We know we can play hard, and we just gotta be able to put that together for 40 minutes. I think we played hard for 35 minutes of the game, but there was like 5 minutes that we had ups and downs, and we just gotta be able to play hard and push through the whole 40 minutes.
That's number one. Last one. Go back to Julia.
Where do you feel like kind of the buy-in is still with Tyler, just kind of at this point in his time with the Sky? Do you feel like the locker room is still bought in behind him?
Yeah, I think Tyler's an amazing coach. We have amazing staff and amazing players, so we all just gotta stay together and do our thing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Obviously that was better effort tonight, and the players definitely talked about that. But it did seem like it's possible fatigue had a role in those last 5-6 minutes of the game, and just wondering your thoughts on that.
Maybe I was proud of the way we competed for all of the game. Really, I thought that late a couple of rebounds didn't go our way. Defensively, they were able to create some second chance opportunities that really hurt us, and we had some possessions where we didn't take care of the ball offensively or got called for a couple of illegal screens. But I thought from an effort standpoint, from a team chemistry standpoint, I thought that we were a lot better tonight than we had been the last couple of games.
Tosh spoke with us a little bit earlier about how she felt like the way that Skylar kind of used her post game after last game was really purposeful, of wanting to like light a fire under you guys, kind of embrace some of the conflict necessary to like work through these hard moments in a season. What's your perspective on that as a coach? How have you seen that behind the scenes in terms of kind of how this locker room is working through not conflict necessarily, but like those hard conversations?
Yeah, I mean that's what you get with a veteran locker room, and so I think there's things that you can build on from that. There's obviously a common ground in terms of where we feel like we're at as a team and where we all want to go and be. You want that level of competitiveness. You want that passion. You want that toughness. You want that intensity that keeps a level of urgency amongst everyone. And so, I mean, we're a quarter of the way done in the season. So there's perspectives in how you look at that and see that, you know, there's a quarter of the way that you can't get back, but there's also 3/4 of a season that you have left in front of you to right the ship. And so we're committed. We're committed to each other. We're committed to the process. That's been the communication. And so we're aligned from that standpoint.
Coach Natasha, obviously, she started her presser kind of saying there's no moral victories, but emphatically said that she was proud of the effort of the team. You seem to have the same kind of mindset. Can you take us to what the locker room looked like when you came back? What was the conversation with the team about, you know, the feeling of this game?
Yeah, still disappointed. They're winners in that locker room. They're you know, there is something to that of the no moral victory mindset. At the same time, it's also a veteran locker room that understands what the baseline has to be from an effort standpoint and from a communication standpoint and an effort in a chemistry standpoint. And I think that we made progress in those areas today, and now it's about carrying that over into the next game. And we go against a team that's arguably a top 2 team in this league, and I think we defended them as well as you can defend them. We had our opportunities and our chances offensively, but again, I think that when you approach the game with this level of physicality, with this level of toughness, with this level of effort, you find yourselves in these types of games.
Coach, Camila in the first half, she was 5 for 5, 11 points. Seemed like she was getting the ball in her spots. Can you kind of speak to the second half and kind of like what you saw as far as the ball not finding her in some of those spots where I could score?
Yeah, we had some opportunities to get it into her. I know that's frustrating, you know, on her part or from her part, but we just got to continue to find ways to do it. And I think there's a couple of them where we had some turnovers trying to get it into her, you know, had some stuff set up for her in pick and roll, and just the crowds that they brought to the paint in that second half to try to limit them, force kind of the kickouts and us to play on the perimeter a little bit. So they made it difficult for us to get into her. She started off the game really well. She gave that effort and that energy for the majority of the game. She played a lot of minutes and a lot of consecutive minutes. So, you know, when you talk about fatigue and whatnot, I'm sure that played a part there. But she gave what she could, and she gave us a nice jump from the start. And so I was happy with how we start and finish that first quarter, and how we played for, you know, 38 minutes of the game tonight. It was just really 40 minutes, but it was just a couple of breakdowns late in possessions that kind of hurt us.
Angel had those 2 clutch offensive rebounds kind of in the last 2 minutes. You've been on the positive side of that before with her as your player.
Yeah.
Now going up against that, just kind of what fresh perspective do you get coaching against her in an actual regular season game?
Oh, I don't think it takes a game coaching against her. Once you've coached her, to appreciate what she brings on a nightly basis. It's it's really remarkable to watch. And I mean, she's showing continuous improvement each year in her game, no matter what aspect of it is. I think you saw a lot of the playmaking progress last year, and now you're seeing some of the shot making and her being able to step outside and feel comfortable taking those shots. So she's adding something to her game. She's a competitor. She's a winner. She's a fighter. She's in a really, really good situation for her to continue to thrive and to compete for a championship.
Hey, Coach. Natasha, 18 points, got to the line 10 times. You were kind of talking about her as like an engine of this team. She also opened up a little bit about like struggles that she's had, like last game or a couple games where she struggled. Can you just talk about like coaching her through that?
Yes. I think you always got to remember that these players are human, and nobody is perfect. No coach is perfect. No player is perfect. And you have to tap into that side of it first, really. And what you love about Tasha, she gives 100% of who she is as a basketball player and as a human being. And you appreciate that, and you coach to that. And so it creates a synergy. It creates a relationship that you want to do well for her, and you want to do well for all your players and for your team. But someone that gives her heart and her passion to her staff and her teammates and to the game, you appreciate that on another level as well. So it's been great coaching her these last 2 months. It's been you admire her as a player from afar, and now having the opportunity to have her in the locker room and have her on the court and in a Sky jersey has been great.
Tyler, are you concerned at all about just kind of the workload that Skylar is taking in terms of her minutes? I mean, I think she leads the team in minutes. Are you worried about that at all?
For sure. But I know that in those conversations are had, we're always in communication with those that are on restrictions, but also the heavy minute players, and Skylar being included in that in terms of how she's feeling. And I know she wanted to be out there tonight, and so we're had an opportunity to win this game tonight. We needed her out there. We wanted her out there, and she wanted to be out there. So we're always going to be mindful and conscious of managing that load, especially on days where that aren't game days. We want to make sure that she's recovering the way that her body needs and that she feels that she needs. And so we're getting her that, and we got somebody on the way hopefully pretty soon. So.
Coach, I had one more on Camila. So I was asking about the offense, but Tosh highlighted her on the defensive side and just how she kind of showed up for you guys tonight. Just wanted to get your just assessments on have you seen her improve there defensively for you guys?
Sorry,
for Camila.
For Camila, yeah, I thought her positioning was good today. Her post positioning, I thought she made it tough at times for their bigs to establish, good positioning inside, and her pick and roll defense has been progressing as well in terms of her being to the level that we need her to be and being able to not just contain the ball, but also retreat back so that the roller doesn't get free to the rim. And so, but we understand that defense isn't just a one man show. It's a collective effort, and it takes a high level of communication, which is another area that she's progressed in as well. And it's an area where she can be dominant at. And I think that when we talk about her dominance, a lot of the talks, immediately goes to the offensive end. But she's got mobility, and she's got size, and she's got the IQ to be able to be a real force on the defensive end. And so we want to continue to push that because when she's great defensively, we're a lot better defensive team in the defensive unit, and then it's able to thrive and push our offense as well. And because she can get out and run the floor and play out of that as well. So yeah, there's still, obviously still room for growth, but she knows the importance that she is to us on both ends.